Okay.
Okay, everybody, welcome to our Forms Final competition. Today is May 20th, just checking. Just want to make sure everybody's aware of that. May 20th, and what did you say? The weather's cold in LA?
Cool.
It's cool.
Cool.
67, 68 right now.
Oh, wow. That would be freezing. Right.
No, not really.
That feels good.
Well, if you're here, it would be freezing.
Around noon, we'll get
Everybody have their
74.
jackets on. Okay. What's the temperature outside here?
It's only supposed to get up to 79.
Oh, it's going to be cool here. Okay, great. So we're going to do the Forms Finals today. We're going to start with the ladies in blue medical office sign-in form. What does that mean? Oh, okay. Jim just corrected me. It's actually going to be 82, not 79. Thank you, Jim.
That's why you're
Okay. So is everybody ready? Anybody have any questions? Okay. So I'm going to cut over. Yes, Renee. Okay. All right. Okay. So I will put this on the board. Share my screen. While we're waiting for this to load, in today's event, if you click on the official link, or the official website link in the Google Plus event notes, there is an add-on for MailChimp that you should follow the directions and add it on. It takes Google Docs and adds a mail merge type function to it. The thing that makes this significant, instead of just doing mail merge in Microsoft Office mail merge, is you can create a form like we're doing here. You create a form, and then so you capture people's email addresses, then, or their mailing address, then you create a document in Google Docs, and you use the spreadsheet from your Google form as the list of all of the people to send emails to. So what that would mean here is if you go into the medical office, the doctors collect the data here, they create this big database, a spreadsheet, and from that spreadsheet, Google Docs can be used to create a document to send information, to send something, either an email or a text message, a Google posting. There's a lot of things that you can do to now get back information back to those customers, okay, or the people who filled out the form. So download that at some time. All right, so let's get started with this form. First of all, how does it look aesthetically? What do people here say?
Pretty.
Pretty, right?
It's in blue. It lines up with.
It's got nice, soothing colors, right? Is that how we describe the colors? It's soothing.
Yeah.
People like flowers; they're not threatening. Okay, patient's name. Okay, now we're looking for. Right now, we're looking for grammatical, spelling, punctuation errors. Okay, patient's name, date of birth. Okay, arrival time, appointment time. Okay, arrival time is not necessary because, again, there will be a date stamp. Okay, appointment time, good. So now we know if the person's late. Doctor to be seen. All right, so in a real doctor's office, this should be a drop-down where you just check the box of the doctor who you're seeing, so they don't have to type it in. And why does that become important here for anyone? Why should it be a drop-down? Why should the
discrepancies in what they write.
Doctor to be seen be a drop-down? Right, to avoid discrepancies. You know, if somebody calls him Dr. Bob instead of Dr. Robert Fishbottom, whatever. Okay. If they call him Dr. Bob, when you do a sort, when you rearrange your database, it's going to be out of order. Other people might put DOCTOR because they don't know how to abbreviate it. So whenever possible, always use a drop down or pick from a list type of thing.
And there's and at the doctor's office there are those designated doctors. So
Right.
it's not going to change to anything else.
That's true. Okay, reason for visit. Okay, this reason for visit, that should be probably a what? It is text, but what should it be? Probably paragraph text, right? Just a little bit more space. Has your address changed? Now I'm going to say yes. Okay, all right. So you're saying if yes, enter new information. Okay, that's fine. So if we got to the next level of form, if you checked yes, it would immediately go to a different page. And it would have all of the new information on it. In fact, you'd want it to go to the same page that if it said, are you a new patient? Has your insurance information changed? Okay, and this would be another one. This team has done a good job of creating the basis for something that could be a really sophisticated type of form of having multiple pages. I can see at least 2 more pages so far. Enter new information. Has your phone number changed? Yes, okay. So, what this might want to be changed to is this question up here. Instead of has your address changed, to be has your contact information changed? Or has your contact information or insurance information been changed? So that way, instead of having to click through 3 questions, they just click through 1. And then on that new page that you'd go to, they would not be starred. They wouldn't have a red asterisk to be must answer. You just fill in the one that is new. Okay, is your phone number changed? Either has okay, any. Okay, so now this one here would be sort of a grammatical switch up on us. So this question here, any other changes to your information, that really should be written as what? Who knows? I guess you guys can't see this, right? Okay, so it should say, has any other information changed? Just to be consistent, because you said, is your address changed? Is your phone number changed? Is your insurance changed? It should be, has anything else changed? Okay? But again, this is an easy form to follow for people. Any other changes since your visit? Okay, so this would be good. So you do have a check the answer. And good, so you have it, so it's a checklist.
Yeah.
Can you read it?
Yeah.
Well, no.
Okay. If yes, enter this information here. Good. Please list your current medications. Okay. How can we serve you better? Great question. Please list your current medications. Okay, good. So that's good that it's a must answer. None.
I have a suggestion.
Yeah.
I think that there should be like a information change section. So if there are any changes, are there any changes? No. And then they can bypass all of that.
Okay, so if we get to the next level of the form, or what people should do is, in the forms thing, one of the forms, I think it's, can somebody look it up if you do it, is it a multiple choice? Where it says, if they answer yes, you want to go to another page.
Right.
So what would happen is, the form that you would see, has any other information changed? And you click yes or no.
Right.
When you're creating the form, you say, it says if yes, then you click go to page 3, go to page 2.
Right.
No, then it says continue. So for the person filling out the form looks really short because you don't have this other section that they have to go through at all, unless they say yes.
Oh, okay. That's what I was kind of confused on, because I didn't see the place to go to the other page.
I couldn't find it either.
Like
So go into add Well, I guess I should
Okay,
do
so
it.
it will automatically create that other page on its own.
Correct.
Okay.
Well, you have to create the page.
You have to create another page?
You create a page. So,
Or does it do that depending on the answer automatically? Because I've
so
done
let's
other
go here.
forms of where if it's no and then you ask the next question.
Yeah, you skipped
Yeah,
question
skip-
6 or something like that.
skip that page.
None of that pertains to you.
okay, so I'm going to show you right now.
Okay. Let's see.
So I'm just going to create a form.
Yeah.
Okay, so now I'm going to add an item. Okay, test. Do that. It's the default. Okay. Now, here would be a way to do it. Has any information changed? Okay, it's not multiple choice. Oh yeah, it is multiple choice. Go to it, and then there's a checkbox next to it that says go to page based on answer.
Ah, yes.
Okay,
Continue to next
so
page.
here you say yes, and then it would say
Go to page 1.
you would have another page. So I'll do this. I'll come back to this in a second. No.
You wouldn't be going to another page, you'd be going to another question.
Nope. Okay, so now let me add a page. I'm going to go to Add Item.
Add other.
Add Item at the bottom. Okay,
Oh, yeah.
and then we have paragraph, multiple choice. Okay. Now, you see up here it says page 1 of 2.
Yep.
Okay.
Mhm.
And then this description here says untitled page. So this would be information changes. Okay. Now let me go back to this question and edit it. Has any information changed? Yes. Now I say go to page 2. Done.
Oh.
Okay, but let's say I'm here. Now I'm going to add another item. Oops, done. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the live forum and watch how this works. Has any information changed? No. How is the weather? So it went to the next question. Let me go back. Has any information changed? Yes. Then I go to the page that says information changes. So
you have to select what's the option?
multiple choice.
No. To create the next page.
Under
Add item.
under add item,
Add item.
right here at the bottom. Okay, right here at the bottom, add item.
And then click what? The
What if you don't want to
page break? No.
It says one of your choices is continue.
Well,
Choose
there's
from a
like
list.
4 options, and 3 of the options you don't want to go to the next page.
Add item.
So the other ones next to it, you just leave it continue to next continue.
Just regular to make sense.
Okay, so let's go back up here. I'm going to edit it.
Have you any,
And
Okay.
the options I'm seeing are continue to next page, go to page 1, submit form. In terms of
Yeah.
quickly.
has any info changed? Where do you change?
Continue to next page just means continue.
Okay.
It doesn't mean go to next page. The key word is continue.
Got it.
Okay, so done.
Keyword should be question.
So what about a one that's the variable that we do want them to go to a different page?
Okay, so you create a different page first, and then you change it to, say, go to page whatever.
What is-
Okay, so you have to create that alternate page first, obviously.
Okay.
You also, if you don't, then when you create, then you got to go back in and edit the question, which is the way I did it. I did it the
Have you any info change? Where do you get to change the page again? Go to multiple choice.
you create a new page, and you create a new page by going to clicking on Add Item, and a whole bunch of things pop up. If you look at the screen, I clicked on Add Item, and right here this says Page Break. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Choose from list.
Okay, so you go to multiple choice.
Then you go to, okay. Go to,
Okay, so let's go back. So,
go to page
let's recap. So the good parts about this form are it's very inviting, it's not scary. The grammar, oh, I caught it, I found it. Well, it's kind of a nitpick, but at the beginning, you don't have a period after each of the questions. Once you get down to, if yes, enter new information here, then you start putting periods in. And so if you're doing a form, grammatically, I don't know if the ones that say patient's name should have a period. I think in terms of it's the title of something, so it shouldn't, it's the title of a question. It shouldn't have anything. And along those lines, the ones down at the bottom should not have a period. So that's kind of a little bit of a switch up. And at the top, where it's the title of a box, patient's name or date of birth, everything is capitalized. Then down at the bottom, you don't have it. So what I would suggest you do the next time would be you capitalize the first word of the question, and that's it. You don't capitalize the other words. And you don't put any punctuation, or if you do, it would be to put a colon after it. Okay, but I think it's perfectly, as a form, to have no period is it's not acceptable. It's the right way to do it. It's what I would suggest. Okay, in terms of content, I think this is a good form. I think anybody who's going to get a job in the medical field that's going to be interviewing should have this form or a link to this form on their device, or be ready to talk about it, even if you didn't create it. Now that the ladies in blue created it, anybody can create it. That this is something you should have in case you get asked a question, or in case you get the opportunity to bring up the question, or to bring up what you're doing. This would be a thing to talk about as a form. And the one change I would make, just because this form is so good, is to take it to the next level, which is to have multiple pages on the form.
I didn't get that.
Okay? That's what I would do. Okay, so that's good. Good job. And I would say this is the last one up there?
Yes, yeah, that's our last one.
Okay.
The other two you did last week.
Okay. So, great job. And I think we all agree this one is the winning one. In LA. Okay, we're only talking about. Yeah, the HELOS revolt is about to occur here.
I do not get it.
Okay, so now, whose form did we not look at here? Thank you. Okay, who created the form?
How'd you get this so
Me
big?
and Zoe's form.
Okay, is it in your name?
What do you think?
ltclv.james.
It's already saved.
Dot.
Oh, this good.
For blood.
No, that's what it is.
So
I should be
Okay, now I'm just going to go to James Andrews.
did you see green judgment forms? You see how they're going to there?
Right, but that doesn't help me.
talking about it.
Okay, so it's the brown form.
Yeah.
Yes and no.
Okay, so we're going to now look at California, Nevada.
You know what I'm saying?
What?
I watched, but I have to do it to see how much
Okay, so this is for the book.
I wasn't watching.
It's not. This is not the last one I want to do. Just hang in there. It's going to critique the winners over here. This on the star. Brandon.
Okay, so we're waiting for the form to load.
Next week, your part is next. So.
Okay,
You want to.
so let's start at the top. Colors not inspiring. Okay. Okay. Okay, you got to speak up. Okay, everybody, let's listen to James defend his form.
James form?
Yeah.
My form too.
Oh, see, he jumped in.
Yeah, those two were
that
perfect.
is-
Jump right into the fire. Okay.
We're
Proceed. Okay. So I said my first comment was the choice of colors is not inspiring.
Purple. We're trying to keep it neutral to appeal more to the business and, you know,
Amen.
things.
I
We're
agree
trying to
with
keep it
that.
more
That's
appealing.
what I chose as well.
Okay, now here's the thing about that. People are motivated by their emotions, not their logic.
So colors.
Yeah.
And we're going to see a TED Talk. It's still emotions. People buy fancy cars because emotionally they get tied into the car. Right? People buy fancy clothes because it's an emotional decision.
Give me 3 seconds, I can change the color.
Okay?
Yeah, but
So
they're
change the
smart,
color.
mature and sexy, not flowery, fun. and
Well, it doesn't.
example.
Well, I agree. This should not be flowery fun. This is different, but it should appeal to the heart. Okay? People make decisions based upon emotions. Now, for everybody here in your book, there is a TED Talk called by a guy named Simon Sinek, S-I-N-E-K. He does a great job of talking about this. We talked about it before, where why is Apple different from anyone else? They appeal to the heart. Okay, your business name and address. Okay, so this question right here is going to take you out of the running. This is a fatal error. What's the fatal error in this next question? Your business name and address.
It should be one or the other.
It should be two different fields.
Well, it should be multiple fields. It should be address, city, state, zip. So that when you have your database, you can sort. Who are all the people in California? Who are all the people in Las Vegas? So you can't do that when you have their whole address here. It's going to sort by the first number of the address. So everyone whose street address starts with a 1, they're going to be first. And you're going to say, well, I just want the people in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I just want the people in Kentucky.
You do that by different colors.
Well, not if it's all in one block.
Well, right.
Okay? That's why you want to separate it. So you want it to be economical here, right? Your name. Okay, that's fine. How did you hear about us? Okay, why did you ask that question?
Because I want to know if it's word of mouth, if it's been surfing, if, you know, I want to know.
Did you advertise it where? Did you put it in the paper?
Hold on, I have to send this text. Okay. All right. So now that's good, but what you should do there is probably again have a multiple choice or a drop-down box.
So we know where the most information is coming from.
So if you say word of mouth, for example, you're not going to get those confused with people who say from Bob.
Or start from a billboard.
Or, well, that would be another question. Billboard, email, thunderclaps. Give them their choices so that you get precise answers. How long has your company been in Las Vegas? Okay, so now this is just a Las Vegas one, right? Can't use this elsewhere.
Well, it is, and yeah, right
Okay,
now
so
it
why
is.
would you want this to be limited to Vegas?
I don't, but I thought when we very first started,
Okay.
I thought this was just a Vegas thing.
Okay.
It was secret with everything else, and it was just us who was talking about it.
Okay. Okay, so when you do a form, if it doesn't hurt you to make it broader, make it broader. If it doesn't hurt. Now that's an easy thing to just fix, to change. So that's an easy one.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I just have to send this one. Need text back. Okay. How many pages would you like to purchase? Okay, now. Okay, that's a good question, but we're going to limit people to 1 page. Why? We talked about this before, but probably nobody remembers. Why did we, let's say we're going to limit it to 1 page? Does anybody remember?
Because you don't serve with 10 pages.
No, that's not the reason why.
Simple and simplicity.
Well, that's not the reason why. We want people to advertise in more books. We would rather a guy, instead of saying, I'll take 5 pages and 100 books, we'd rather he say, I'll take 1 page and 500 books. Right?
Right.
Because then that helps us get to the next level. Meaning, the next time the guys are out trying to get advertisers, sponsors, we already have some books that have sponsors. We're not starting from scratch on every book. Okay? How will you pay? Credit card, money order, company check. Okay? Is your mailing address the same as your company?
As the billing address.
Okay, that's something you should correct. Yes, no. Now, what if they say yes?
On if the address is different from the billing address, the mailing address.
So that's why the box is there to be used.
Okay, but if they click yes, then what?
I didn't get a box included in there too.
Okay, so now you would just copy your first box. Will you help spread the word by sharing the site with others? Good question.
I need to change the link.
Okay,
I
that's
put a
fine.
link down at the bottom that's updated now that it's actually an active site,
Okay,
but I need to change that one.
okay, good. How does your company feel about educating adults? Okay, good question. Would you like to place an order for books? 1 book is $7. Okay, we know that's now $8.
Yeah, it's changed.
Okay, good. All right, that's great. For every 100 books, you can place a full-page ad for $50. Is this an option you're interested in? What does that mean?
We had discussed this that same day. I just never got to get back in there and fix it. We had said every $100 or every 100 books is $50, and then with that as an option, you got a full-page ad on our website, the U.S. obligation. That was what we discussed.
For every 100 books, you can place a full-page ad for $50.
Yeah, I worked it.
Is this an option you're interested in? Okay. Well, that is the main purpose, right? What is the main purpose of this form?
To get them to
This question, right? Okay. So that question should be, up at the top. But yeah, that needs to be reworded. How many employees does your company have? Would you like to put them on our mailing list? Yes. Okay, once again, if the answer is yes, then what? Right, okay. Do you plan on expanding your business in the future? Would you like to purchase pages in advance?
After I wrote that, it said that they can't. So we're not doing the advanced thing.
No, we want them to buy more pages.
Okay.
Not more pages, we want them to buy more books, to commit to more books.
Right.
Okay. This project was created by students at the school. Our education is a fundamental point of bettering our futures. All the students in the class and future classes say thank you for your support. Okay. Okay. Good. Legal disclaimer. Okay. Good. For more information. Good. Okay. So you have a lot of good stuff in there, a lot of good ideas. So you get credit for having good ideas, thinking out of the box. Okay. So.
I'll make changes and revise it and send it to you.
Okay, great. Now, who's next? Okay.
I
And,
just emailed it to you.
well, let's see. Okay, we'll go to email.
I just said my phone to change. I added that correctly, the credit card.
Okay, good. Okay, the obligation.us advertising form, name of business, type of business, address of business. Okay, so name, good. Type, this should be a drop-down. Okay, are you a car repair, or do you sell, are you a retail outlet, or a service business or something? Let's have some lists.
There's such a variety of businesses, so
Right, but the so you can have 5 major categories and then maybe other. Okay, but that's a good question. Address, same thing as the one before. This should be broken down into your address, then the next one should be city, then state, and zip. Okay. Business phone, good. Hours of operation, good. Contact person, good. Email address, good. So that was another thing I remember you didn't have on your email. Yeah. Email address, good. So far the punctuation and grammar are all good. Quantity of books. Okay, this one should be a drop-down. So it should be 100 books black and white, 100 books color, and next to it it should say $50, 100 books color, $60. And maybe 200, maybe 500, or maybe just other.
That should have been a drop down.
Yeah. Okay, so what you have here is quantity of books. It's a required question, minimum of 100, 60 cents per book, color. Well, a typical person would think, okay, well, I don't want that. I'm not going to put 0 in. I'm going to go to the next question because I want 100 black and white, or I want 100 color. But you have this as a required question. So now they have to put in 0. And I can tell you from
60 cents. I'm sorry.
Huh?
Did our ads go 60?
For color. Color. Okay. So this is a small thing for the future, but it should be one question. Yes, Mary.
when you say design, you about the design.
What do I think about the design? Okay, the design is good. The colors are good. You know, we have a limited amount of things to choose from. So, you know, this is my hunch is this is probably the best one that's there.
Is this your turn?
No.
Submit art, design, and color. Okay. Now, what is this question here? Submit art, design, and color. Then you have a link and a box. What goes in the box?
I wasn't sure how to remove that box.
Ah, okay. Silver, $8, one book. Okay, good. So here's the description. So you put a, this was another question. Okay. So this would be called a header. So on the form, if you look at a form when it says add next or add item,
Yeah.
there's one of the things called header.
All right, add other.
Okay, so where it says text, paragraph, multiple choice,
Okay, yeah.
okay, one of them says header. See that?
Text, paragraph, multiple, check boxes, choose from the list, yellow, gray, date, and time. They don't say section. They don't have layout.
Under add item, you're looking at it as if it's a question. Go to add item.
Oh, this one. Oh,
Okay, so that enables you to, so you did a workaround. You didn't know how to do it,
right.
which is fine, and so you made this a question, and it has that little, yeah. Okay. So the good news about that is you figured out a solution
Right.
to what you wanted to do, okay? So the quantity of books purchased. Okay, so here it's a little bit confusing to somebody because you have quantity of books above, and you're talking about advertising. Now you have quantity of books purchased. Somebody might think, well, what does that mean?
That's why I put it underneath the explanation.
Yes.
Yeah. But for somebody, that might look like that's a description of the submit art, design, and color. You know, just it's, okay, that's an easy thing to clear up. Total amount, payment type. Payment type should be a drop down. Legal disclaimer. Good. All right. So I think because the color and the way it looks, I think this one is ahead of that one. Okay, so you guys have moved in, even though you also have a fatal flaw. So anybody who has the address broken up, you're automatically out.
All right.
Okay, because that is a, you know, if you start using spreadsheets and you want to sort, which is the reason they do it as a spreadsheet, if you can't sort by address, city, state, zip, if you can't do that, it's not good. Okay, who's next? Who's the next contestant? Who's next? Did we do yours, Marion?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. That's right. Okay, what about, should we look at Carla?
Yeah, let's check out Carlos.
Okay. Did you post it, Carla?
Huh?
Did you post it? Who posted it?
Oh.
I see the work on it.
Oh, cheating. I'm looking at the one for May 15th. So you get points for being sneaky.
No, I'm just
Tweak it.
yeah.
Right.
As we get these
Yes.
different colors, you know.
I did the same thing.
Yeah, well, no, it's been updated because that's, again, that's how we learn.
Right.
That's how we learn. So, live form, we've only got a couple minutes, and then we're going to, we will continue here to finish this one, but I'm going to
So we should
sign off. Huh?
We should submit what we got there.
Yeah, you should have submitted it already.
Wait a minute, how can
I
we
lost
see that?
it. I lost it yesterday.
find yours on our own,
Just
right?
found it too.
Okay, so let's see. In California, are you with us still?
Oh, there it is.
What has to submit?
Okay, we'll just.
Yes, and we are.
Okay, so it's just about break time. I'm going to finish this one with the students here, but we appreciate you being there. Tomorrow we will pick back up with this project. We'll do the same thing with the project. And we have a new student here who tomorrow we will introduce.
Okay, and we have one here as well, so we can do her tomorrow, or you want to do it today really quick?
Let's do it tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, thank you in California. Bye, Stephanie.
Bye.
Okay, so we're going to finish on this one. Referred by. Okay, and there is a drop down. Okay, so this would be good in terms of giving the salesperson credit, right? So that's a good one. Referred by advertisers info. Have you ever advertised this with us? Yes. Now, if you say yes, that should go to a next page to get beyond the email address, phone, advertiser, street, all that.
Right.
Okay. So.
That's the new one.
Okay, good. Now, here's the challenge with this. If you said, have you ever advertised this before, advertised with us? If they say yes, you're still requiring them to answer all of the questions on this form. So you wouldn't want to do that.
Right.
Now, why after email address? Why? Okay, so you're using ... to mean
Continue.
continue. Okay, got it. All right. Okay, city, state, zip. All right.
Director?
Well, I don't know yet, Jamie. Okay, now for state, here's what I would do for state, everyone.
Drop down.
Drop down, but not of all 50 states.
Tri-state?
Do states around here, and then have other. Have other. Okay, then as you add more states, then you add more stuff. Okay. However, if you want to give the perception, that this is a global thing, okay,
Country.
then you would put them all. Okay, but what I would do if you do that is don't put them in alphabetical order.
Why not?
Start them with the order of the state that is the closest. So like if you ever gone to things where it says what country,
Yeah, you have to find United States.
you got to go all the way down to the bottom to get United States, when you know that 99% of the people doing this are in the U.S. Okay.
But the thing about putting all the states like that is if you go to sort by state, it makes it a lot simpler. Mine is doubling that. All capital 2-letter abbreviations. I can sort my responses by state.
Yeah.
Half a second.
Well,
you put another box, they might put in K-E-N-T.
no, that's true. Now, if they do that, okay, so what do you do if they do that? No, what do you do? It starts to script your spreadsheet. You have to go in and change the cell. Okay, and this is what we have to do at the Italian American Club every month. When new people do things. It's Nevada, it's NV, it's NEV, it's NEV period, and it's cumbersome. But when you open the spreadsheet, you sort by state. Okay, and then it's easy to scroll down and find the ones that are screwed up. And then you copy and paste the one above it and drag it down. So you don't have to type NB, NB, NB. You just click, drag. Okay, so, okay, add info. Good, submit your original artwork via, okay. Color.
Can you scroll this, please? How come yours is scrolling and mine's not?
What do you mean?
You gotta click on it.
If you do it on the YouTube thing, it'll move as you move.
Okay, so.
Yeah, that's right. On the document, the side,
Okay, so now back to this form. Good, I like.
on the document.
I know.
So I think this should be a drop down.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's where you. It's like the one that you have for referred by. Choose from a list, I think is what they call it. This is checkbox, or not checkbox. This is what is this one called? With the circles by it. It's called multiple choice with the circles. Okay. Okay. So this you did multiple choice. Now, on the one hand, it looks good because you're forcing them to confront how many do I want to do. The negative is it takes up more space on the form. If you have a drop down, you have up at top referred by. And what is the drop down called? Choose from list. Right? Okay. See how you have all of the names here? But here's a little thing to know. When you do a drop down or choose from list, the first cell
is already filled in.
You want to type in choose from list. Choose one.
Okay.
Okay, because people, when you look at it, it looks like you're supposed to type in who it's referred by. Most people aren't going to get the subtlety of the little down arrow. They're going to click in the center, and it's going to be okay because then the list is going to pop up. But if it said referred by, choose one, now they know they don't have to remember the guy's name. Okay, so for a lot of people it says referred by, your initial thought in your brain is what? What was the guy's name? What was his name? Yeah.
Okay. So put
And they're not going to check, they're probably not going to click on the box until they know the guy's name. Okay, what if you don't remember his name?
They're gonna pick anyway.
Well, it says referred by. I'm just reading it. First question, referred by. Oh, what was his name? What's that guy's name? Bob. Okay, good. I'm going to click. I'm going to type Bob. Oh, cool. It's got his name here. I just need to click on. It was actually Billy. I'm going to click on Billy. Okay. If it said referred by and it said choose or select from list, then they don't have to start thinking what was the guy's name. Okay. But I was really
if it's not required,
saying, huh?
Like if it's not required, it's on there, but it's not required.
Well, it can be a required question and still be choose from the list. Now, so we're really down on add info. That should be choose from list to make it shorter. Because again, if they click on it, it's going to have all of your choices here. Okay. All right. So that's short and sweet. What's missing on this form?
Payment information.
Ooh, wow. That's major. What do you say about that, team?
I would think so, yeah. The county's going to want to know.
What are we doing?
Oops, forgot about that one.
No, we
Awkward.
Awkward. Is everything on GoFundMe? We were trying to figure that out.
Okay, so if you were going to push people to GoFundMe, what would you do? Now that we know.
No, remember I talked about that's how the whole square came up. Remember that?
Okay, but it doesn't have any payment information on here.
What kind of information?
How are they going to pay? Or get them to pay? They got to pay. Right, exactly. Pay me now or pay me later. Okay. So the way I would do it would be to have a header section, a section header. Thank you very much for your order, blah, 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 blah. The one last thing to do is payment information. And if you want to push them to GoFundMe, that would be the link to the GoFundMe site. And by the way, we encourage you to buy some books. You're going to love them. We should have some books also. Now we're gonna end this, but that begs the question: if you pay $50, we can't give them a book. Should we make it $60 for black and white, and they get 2 books?
Not necessarily, because they may not want them to come down.
Okay, but here's what people like. They like having their name. People like having their names in books.
Right.
I think at a certain level, at a certain spending level, they should absolutely get a complimentary book to see their advertisement. Other than that, absolutely.
So, okay, so Matt's saying absolutely not, unless, okay, hold on, let me.
Right. I mean, if you spend $500, show them what your most your advertisement in it.